Hello and welcome to Sky Career Talks, here where we get to discuss why communicating and connecting with Rutgers alumni is so important. Today we will be learning about Frankie Pignataro, who graduated in 2020 with a Bachelor of Arts in Communications, specializing in strategic communication and public relations from Rutgers. Frankie then went on to pursue her master's at Rutgers, enrolled in the MCM program, specializing in corporate purpose and social impact. Frankie now works as the marketing coordinator with Universal Tennis. Here we get to learn more about Frankie's career interests and how she got where she is today. Hi, my name is Lane Klimak, and today I'm joined by Frankie Pignataro to discuss where Rutgers alumni start their career after college. Thank you so much for joining us today, Frankie. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you for having me. How are
Of
you?
course, I'm good. So, can you start by giving us a brief overview of your career journey?
So a brief overview of my career journey. I guess I'll start with when I first arrived on Rutgers campus. I was studying communications and I graduated in May 2020. And during that time period, I was doing a bunch of different internships, trying to figure out which direction I wanted to take my career in. And mind you, like at that time, like everyone's trying to figure it out. Like you really have no idea until you kind of try something and then see how it goes from there. So at first, I was trying a couple of different internships in the nonprofit landscape, and I really did enjoy those. And I was able to find a nonprofit that was also in the sports space. So a few of those companies were Make a Wish, Susan G. Komen, AARP, and then New York Roadrunners, which was the one that was that hybrid of nonprofit and sports. And I really liked that sports direction. So then during COVID, I decided to do the dual degree program from that internship and my senior year of undergrad. And I was doing the dual degree as I was working for a company called Center Court Club and Sports, and they are a multi-sport facility across New Jersey. So I was doing the graduate program as I was working with Center Court, and the master's program is definitely tailored to help working professionals work their full-time job as well as going to school full-time. So that was a great decision that I felt like I made by doing both at the same time. It was definitely manageable and it was a challenge at the same time, but I definitely enjoyed it. And then from that position and getting my master's degree, I was able to move up into a different position with a different company. So taking what I learned from Center Court, I was able to apply it with a company called Universal Tennis, which is where I currently work. And I've been working with them for over 2 years now. I'm their marketing coordinator and I touch a little bit of everything. So in retrospect, it's cool to look back on how I was able to take what I've learned from the nonprofit space and be able to discover what I was really interested in and find a different career path through from where I started.
That's awesome. And it's definitely great advice for students to hear that, sometimes a path is not so linear. So while you were, transitioning from school to the master's program, what do you think, what types of technical or interpersonal skills do you think students need to start their career?
Yeah, that's a great question. For in regards to interpersonal skills, I would definitely say those are more transferable between different areas of expertise. So some skills that I think that are very important in today's working environment would be a very good attention to detail. Those are some things that you have control over, and I feel like a lot of the interpersonal skills are things that you have the control of making the effort into making that skill a little bit more up to par. So being able to communicate with people, having that attention to detail are all things that you are able to control. And then in terms of technical skills, I would definitely recommend for someone in the marketing space to understand the different assets that could fall under marketing. So email, social, web, product marketing, e-commerce even, and just kind of learning a little bit about each and how they could intertwine. And then you'll be able to pitch different ideas and become even more of an asset on a team by understanding how the other departments work.
So you talk about, being an asset on the team, working with others. How important do you think that networking is for the industry that you work in and developing one's career?
Yeah, another great question. So networking is one of the most important things in almost every career, whether you're networking within your own community, which could be the Rutgers community, which I highly recommend because the Rutgers alumni, it's a very tight-knit community and everyone wants to help each other out. And another example of that is how you'll realize how small different pockets of a larger community could be. So you'll be able to find a group of people that either have similar interests or have interests that maybe you'll be interested in, and be able to share information and help one another. And that's how you start to build your network and your community. And another point to that is your peers are going to be your network in the long run. So you may think that networking is networking to people that are in higher positions than you or older than you, but also keep in mind that the people that you surround yourself with on like a peer level could also be your network, and that you should be like building a strong community and basis with that as well.
So when you are in that strong community and you're trying to navigate that world, what do you think students should know, when applying for a job in sports marketing or things like that?
Yeah, so some tips I would recommend for students who are looking to develop their career in sports marketing. I would say don't be afraid to put yourself out there and definitely reach for the stars. Like anything's possible. You see stuff on social media now, like people are working with so many unique companies and creating their own opportunities. So you have the power to create those opportunities. So don't be afraid to put your name out there, network with people, send a LinkedIn message, go to those networking events, trying a new class, trying to see what other companies are out there, volunteering for something. You'll be able to build your own path in the direction that you want it to go in.
That's awesome. So as you look back and you've developed your career for a long time professionally now since like graduation, we talked a little bit just on like tips and recommendations, but is there anything you would advise the students of, either their senior year in their masters or just freshly coming out of college to get a new job? Is there any tips or recommendations you may have that you wish you knew?
Yeah, so I would say some tips and recommendations for students trying to find internships and possibly even full-time positions would be understand that it's never too late to either get an internship or looking for a new job or switching career paths. So just having that mindset that it's not too late, like don't try to tell yourself otherwise, is one piece of advice that I would give. Then another one I would say would be use your network. Like your network is there to support you. So if you feel like you've done the work and you have the skill sets to be an asset on a team that you want to like be part of or join or have a job with, then have like trust yourself and like rely on your network, and don't be afraid to reach out to them because they also want to help you at the end of the day. And again, like those networks and connections are going to push you forward in the long run.
That's awesome. And lastly, do you think you could describe your job in 3 words for us?
Yes, I definitely could. So I would say 3 words to describe my job would be fun, creative, and innovative.
That's awesome. Thank you so much for joining me today, Frankie. This advice will definitely be helpful for students starting their career.
Thank you so much.